Hi, I'm that girl Goddess, and this is to the females. Okay, we know some of these things that men do, like when you start living together and they drop their clothes on the floor. Politely say, "Babe, I know you didn't mean to drop your clothes on the floor and you probably wasn't aware, but the clothing basket is over here. Could you make sure it's in there? Look behind yourself because I don't want you making mistakes and I'm viewing you as not being a very clean person. You know, we just put, just make sure you get it in here. And, or, that ring around the tub, it, you can clean it out after you're done. I know you probably forgot, had something on your mind, but let's pay attention to some of the small things because if you want me to have the energy to do things that pleases you, you need not to have me going behind you because you forgot a lot of little things that utilize my time and wore me out. Just say it with love because that's true. I understand that you used to talking to your sisters and brothers and stuff and your friends in the street, but it's totally disrespect for you to talk to me yelling and screaming, and let's talk as adults and talk to each other in love. I understand I don't get everything right, just like you don't get everything right, but we have to communicate. But we have to communicate in a way that is not so offensive that it draws unresolved hurt, anger, pain, and causes us to separate and run from each other because the communication is really atrocious. Just talk to them like an intelligent being. You know, don't talk to him yelling and stuff like he's an ignorant little child. And sometimes people do forget. Sometimes they can go be rushing to get to work or something like that and then clean that ring out that tub. But, you encourage some things or you find out that, you with that man and, you know, he has some habits that's unbearable. Like a lot of men have athlete's feet for some reason. They just see their feet peeling and won't go to the doctor. Politely tell them, babe, this look like athlete's feet, which is ringworm of the foot. You need to go to the doctor so they can give you some medication for this. And after you do it, you can put some gloves on, rub their medication on their feet or spray it on or whatever. And when their feet gets better, take your little emery board and file it and everything else and get rid of the excess skin. And when they get through coming out the bath, say, baby, let me put some little Vaseline on your feet and everything. I know you tired, just rest. And lotion their feet down. Or put Vaseline on their feet. It doesn't hurt to show little signs of love and nurture one another. And I tell men, just because a person is born a female don't mean they're a nurturer. I don't know where people get that lie at. Okay? They're human beings. Females can be selfish just like men can be selfish. And just because you're born a man don't mean you don't care about your lady and you're not nurturing. You both have to be nurturing to one another. I'm that girl Goddess, and I'm giving some relationship advice to help maintain the relationship so you won't just separate over the foolish little things. Y'all be blessed. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye.